So for the purposes of introductions, I am Sheriff Joe McGill, Nye County Sheriff. To my left is Under Sheriff Corey Fowles. To my right is Lieutenant Mike Eisenlawful, who is our General Assignment Detective Lieutenant. And to his right is our County Manager, Mr. Brett Wagner. We also have in the room Detective Brooke Gentry and the Nye County Public Information personnel. So this is a plea for assistance from the community and from the media. I'm going to read you a summary of what took place, and then we'll take some questions afterward. On July 5th at about 10 p.m., a shooting took place at the Ian Deutch Park in Pahrump, Nevada. There was what is referred to as movie in the park taking place, where dozens of people in the park, including small children. This movie in the park, for those of you who may not know what it is a large screen movie screen, and people bring their chairs and blankets and sit in the park and watch a movie, usually children's movies. During the gathering, a fight took place, reportedly involving approximately 50 juveniles in the immediate area. As the fight was happening, a witness reported hearing what she initially believed to be firecrackers. Again, this was on July 5th, the day after July 4th, so it would not be out of the ordinary. NCSO deputies arrived and the fight broke up. The witness saw 3 males who were involved in the fight leave in a red vehicle, which was later identified as a Chevy Camaro. This witness saw the vehicle back out of the parking lot and drive a short distance. She then heard what she described as automatic gunfire, and the vehicle left at a high rate of speed. Another witness was interviewed and knew one of the suspects, who was identified as Carlos Blakely. This witness knows that Blakely commonly carries firearms, to include a fully automatic Glock handgun. The victim of the shooting was identified as Joey Perry. His mother and stepfather and grandmother are with us today. Perry was transported by private vehicle to Desert View Hospital and was later found that he sustained 4 gunshot wounds. He sustained 3 gunshots to the back of his body and 1 to his neck. He was pronounced deceased at the hospital. Through further interviews, all of the suspects were identified as follows: Carlos Blakely, 18 years of age; Anthony Aguilar, 17 years of age; Fabian Ferrante, 19 years of age. There was also another individual with them by the name of Brandon Port. Brandon Port has been interviewed, and although he is associated with the suspects, is not believed to be involved in the shooting as initially reported. Through our investigation throughout the night, NCSO located the suspect vehicle, and our SWAT team came to serve a search warrant at the address. The vehicle was recovered, but the suspects were not on scene. We are getting assistance from the United States Marshal Service in locating and arresting these suspects. The NCSO is asking for the community and media for assistance in locating these suspects. Also, if anyone has video or photos which may show any of the incident, we ask that you send these to the email address of sheriff, that's SHERIFF, at nyecounty.nv.gov. Anyone with information which could help in locating these suspects is strongly encouraged to call NCSO at 775-751-7000, option number 5. Or you can call Nevada Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555, and there could be a cash reward. Now we will take any questions that you may have and try to answer what we can.
Sheriff, do you know if these suspects have previous records, and are there possibly mugshots from previous crimes that might help you with getting their likeness out to to the public?
As far as previous records, there may be juvenile records, maybe not. We do not have mug shots. However, we do have photos posted on the wall to my right with their information.
Thank you.
Who is the Camaro registered to?
That is registered to Blakely and his family.
And who is the actual shooter?
That is not being released at this point.
Can you talk about what the fight was regarding? Are you aware of what it was?
We are not sure about what started the fight in the first place, or if the fight is even involved in the shooting itself.
Was anyone else injured?
There were no other injuries.
Can you talk about, there was a call earlier in the evening for the fight that was going on at the park, as well as, I believe, 2 weeks prior. Are these all the same individuals?
I only became aware of any previous incidents during the movies in the park over this weekend. I am looking into that. As far as being involved or related to this incident, there is no information on that at this point.
The size of the crowd, of the kids that were there at the scene, some of them fighting, how many kids were there? Because I'm hearing approximately 50 was the total size of the group that was actually there.
The information received from the initial witness who witnessed the suspects leaving in the car was that there were approximately 50 people in the immediate area of the fight. So standing around, encouraging, cheering, things like that. I believe there was 4 people involved in the actual fight itself.
And in your NCSO post on Facebook, you mentioned there was a juvenile involved.
Yes, as one of the suspects. That juvenile is Anthony Aguilar, 17 years old.
So in total, there were 4 suspects?
There were initially 4 suspects. One has been contacted, actually came in on his own yesterday and was interviewed by our detectives and has been ruled out as being involved in the shooting.
So he's not in custody?
No, he is not.
There's a video circulating right now of the fight. Have you guys seen it, and can you comment on it?
I have seen the fight. It's very difficult to really decipher anything in that video because it's very dark and very short and very frantic, I guess you might say. But yes, we are looking at that.
Do you have any leads on where they're at right now?
At this point in time, we are following up on some leads, and we're hoping that something pans out.
Do you believe they're together?
It's hard to say.
Are they from Nye County, or did they come from out of town?
They, 3 of the 4 are from Pahrump.
Okay.
The 4th does have connections to Pahrump, family connections, I believe used to live here, but does not currently reside here in Pahrump.
Do you have any information that may indicate that Joey was targeted for assassination?
I have seen a mention that there was a comment made that a green light was put on Joey. For what reason, I don't know. That information just came to my attention this morning, and I will check with the detectives if they're aware of that.
Initial social media reports said that the sheriffs responded to the fight and had left, and the shooting happened about 10 minutes later. Is that accurate?
That is my understanding, yes.
Okay. And you mentioned a fully automatic clock, so that would be a modified semi-automatic handgun?
It would be manufactured as a semi-automatic and modified, altered illegally to be fully automatic.
I understand after speaking with several sources yesterday that a lot of these kids hang out in the park every weekend and they drink, they trash up the bathrooms, do the graffiti. When you guys went out on the 5th to break up the fight, is that the case? You broke up the fight the first time before the actual shooting. What is the procedure for like maybe clearing the area so that another fight doesn't break out as soon as they leave?
The fight was no longer going on at the time that the deputies arrived. They had stopped fighting. So the deputies were not even aware of who was involved in any fight at the time. So, I mean, it's a organized function in the park, movie in the park. So why would we clear out the area? There would be no need to.
But the movie was a little distance away, and like, because I went to the location at Ian Deutch Park yesterday,
Mhm.
and there's actually in the parking lot in one lane, there's actually a little short memorial. It's just like, it says JP with a heart on it. So that's the spot where he was actually killed. But from my understanding, the movie in the park is kind of in the background, in the to the left of that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So they were kind of a distance from the actual movie.
It's a public park, so people frequent the park. They go to the skate park. The kids go to the skate park. Other people frequent that park with their dogs and play ball, and other people bring their kids to the little jungle gym things. So it's not out of the ordinary for people to be at that park at all hours of the day or night. So there really would be no reason for us to have shut it down.
Is moving at the park something that happened, like, is this like a weekly thing or?
Yes, it is.
Do you think that you're not gonna do that for the next week? Is that like that?
We are going to discuss that as the day goes on.
Okay.
There were some reports that Choi may have shielded some kids during the actual shooting. Is that true?
I'll let Lieutenant Eisenloff respond to that. I'm unaware.
Among many witness accounts that we have received during the course of this investigation, we did indeed receive some accounts that seem to indicate that he was involved in protecting some juveniles when those initial fights broke out. However, we do not know whether or not any of that activity was connected to the eventual shooting.
And you may have already said this, but how many actual rounds were shot?
That information has not been released yet.
Sheriff, this may be a question more for the district attorney, but the youngest, the juvenile, will they be pursued as an adult at trial if and when you catch them?
More than likely, I would say yes. That juvenile, I believe, is 1 month away from being an adult. So more than likely would be charged as an adult.
I noticed on your Facebook post that Fabian wasn't one of the original people you were looking for, and his name was revealed in an update.
Correct.
Did you later discover that he may have been involved in the actual shooting?
He was, in the early stages of the investigation, he was not identified.
What charges do they face?
At this point, they face charges of murder, conspiracy, possession of a altered firearm.
Do you believe this is an isolated incident, or is it possibly tied to other situations that we've had in the past?
There is, based on what we are aware of at this point, there's no reason to believe that it's related to anything else. I do believe it is an isolated incident directed at individuals.
Is the park currently like open for people to go to right now?
Yes, it is.
In the video, there's a comment made that the officers are right next to them when they're fighting. Can you comment on that?
I do not know. I will have to take a look at that.
Yeah, I actually heard that in the audio as well, in one of the videos that I received, that the cops were nearby, but, so.
All right. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate your time.
Or more people have tips?
Absolutely. Again, you can call the Nye County Sheriff's Office, 775-751-7000, option number 5, or Nevada Crime Stoppers, 702-385-5555. And again, there could be a cash reward, and you can remain anonymous through either source. So present with us today is the mother of the deceased being Joey Perry. The mother is Mary Osceola, and she would like to say a few words.
My name is Mary Ausiello, spelling M-A-R-I. Last name is A-U-S-I-E-L-L-O. I'm Joey's mom. I'm lost. I'm torn. My heart is shattered. And I just ask that if you know anything, you come forth. And if you're these cowards that did this, please turn yourselves in. I need justice for my baby. My baby didn't deserve this. He was doing so good. Please turn yourselves in. He's got a family that loves him, stood behind him. You will never see him again. Please turn yourselves in. Don't make them come searching for you. You did this to my baby. Now be brave enough to come and face the consequences. That's all I have.